April 18th, 2011. Yep, Standard & Poor's downgrades U.S. debt. This is a big deal. This is a very, very big deal. I'm going to start reselling that DVD I did about 8 months ago, where I just vividly and to the point explained why the debt is unsustainable and why it's going to collapse. And it's more meaningful now that Standard & Poor's has downgraded the U.S. debt to negative, from stable to negative, first time in its 70 years of covering U.S. sovereign debt. It's a huge deal. Now, I was watching today, and I guess Goolsbee, the guy out of Washington, no big deal. And it's the apologists. It's amazing how they could explain anything away. It seems like a nuclear bomb could hit a big city, and they'd go, well, that's just part of the deal. It's kind of like the tsunami in Japan or something. It's the apologists for the bullish case. They can take anything and spin it, anything. But today, April 18th, the United States of America had its sovereign debt, the debt in the United States, downgraded. Okay. And what does that mean? Well, it means a lot of things. First of all, it means the predictions I've been putting out for several years are coming true. They're already true, but the mainstream media, maybe not even the mainstream media, but Standard & Poor's is recognizing that the debt situation is negative. And so I was watching, CNBC. They're trying to spin it like, oh, this is political. Well, Standard & Poor's, they're numbers people, okay? And downgrading the debt or downgrading the assessment of U.S. debt to negative from stable essentially means that they believe there's a 1/3 chance of further downgrades or maybe even a default within the next 24 months. Those of you that have been watching my channel know that this de facto is going to happen, and those that have my last DVD, which I'm going to put back on manoftruth.org, understand it more fully because I flesh it out for about an hour. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So, the bottom line is, MOT subscribers, you're ahead of the curve. Why? Because of my extensive financial background. It's just really, really extensive. And then it's unconventional because I have decided that I will mix it, or, I'm not afraid to read the Bible or any spiritual source and try to integrate the whole thing. And obviously, all these things happen in the Middle East, and the debt crisis and the collapse of the United States of America has to do with the George Washington vision, which is on my first DVD, all kinds of prophecies, but it mostly has to do with common sense and math. So people approach it from different areas. They look at the prophetic part, or they look at the financial part. Okay, another two big, huge deals that have happened. I've been wanting to short this U.S. debt for a long time, but you have this plunge protection team, you have, Bernanke throwing $1.6 trillion at it, so U.S. long bond rates, like at 30-year bond at 4.5%, it's artificially low. Artificially low. We're becoming like a Greece. Okay? We're becoming like a Greece. So, some of the huge clues. First of all, it's been evident for years to those that really got it down. But just in the last few months, when Bill Gross said, hey, we're getting, and managing the largest bond portfolio in the world with U.S. government securities, saying we're getting out of all U.S. debt. And then Mohammed Al-Arian, another co-manager of PIMCO, reaffirmed that. And he's very brilliant and able to kind of explain it without causing a panic that other countries are more attractive. Their economies are better, they're growing better, their debt to GDP ratio is better. And so here you got the largest bond-holding fund in the world completely out of U.S. debt. In fact, I think they're even talking about shorting U.S. debt. So, obviously, you cannot become financially sophisticated on everything all of a sudden. But to those of you who are interested, watch what's called TBT. Just look it up, TBD, and then to really watch the option action on TBD. If you, say, have an account at TD Ameritrade or whatever, look at option chains. There's different dates and different strike prices, all kinds of things, and watch the more liquid options calls on TBD. I can't explain that all right here, but watch it. TBT. Watch that. It's significant. And that is going to be the trade of a lifetime, I think, within 6 to 12 months. When the Fed stops artificially keeping the 10 and 30-year bond under wraps, you're going to see it zip past 5%, 6%, and 7%. And if you're in on that trade, then it'll be a tremendous success. The thing is deciding when the Fed's going to quit artificially doing this and when China's had it and they're going to start dumping their bonds. So, Today was a big day in history. The U.S. government had its debt downgraded from stable to negative by Standard & Poor's. A huge deal. Focus on that. Watch the 30-year bond, the 10-year bond. Watch Europe. You Europeans. I mean, I'm watching, now that I'm able to kind of spend more time doing all this, watch Greek debt, Portuguese debt, Irish debt. When are the Germans going to get sick of, bailing out the rest of Europe? Are they going to break away? The European Union is going to have problems and eventually dissolve, and the United States of America is going to have problems. Here in the United States, we're not facing the financial reality, and Standard & Poor's is pointing that out, a conservative rating agency. It's a big deal, huge deal to downgrade United States sovereign debt. It happened today. And there's an old adage on Wall Street, where there's some bad news, there's going to be more bad news. I told you about this 4 years ago. My last DVD, which I need to put up for sale again. In fact, I'll make a subsequent video and talk about. I'm going to print more of them out. Yes. See, I got them over here. The first one, I talk about George Washington and all that kind of stuff. But let's see. Well, that's the first MOT DVD. But the last one on debt, I'm going to put it back up for sale for $20 including shipping. If you're in Europe or Canada, just add $3. It just must have stuff because this thing's going down. That's why gold $14.95, almost at $1,500. Okay, I've got a radio show to do, so that sounds good with Krabby Dog Tricks coming up. Charlie McGrath, evidently. So watch. If I was anybody that's listening to this video, read all you can about the downgrade. And don't believe the lies coming out of Washington. You can if you want, but you're just in la-la land. Face reality. Facing reality will lead to the maximum amount of happiness because you will be able to take intelligent action as the United States of America goes through financial collapse. This is Man of Truth in Utah. Ciao.